Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
You know what they need to do?
What?
Like, haven't you? I want to see like races between footballers, like 100 meters, like 100-meter races.
Who would you want to put up against first?
But it'll be like regional heats, and then like we'll get up to national stage.
Or
So like
a London rounds, but like Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal players, all kind of.
that'll be like London in the southeast, the northeast, the northwest, Midlands. Southwest, anything even in the southwest? Premier League
Is it where the
teams,
players play, or is it where they're from?
where they play.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
what
you
could do that,
nominate
like,
you nominate one player from each team to come, and then we get through the regionals, then progress to the national. It'd just be so. I don't know why. Like do it for charity. That would be really cool.
they're pretty sick. Who would you nominate from Arsenal?
Maybe Tavares. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Who else is gonna be? He's faster than Saka, I reckon.
Maybe, yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
fast.
I guess so.
There's no fast like other like wingers who are that fast.
Bring
Like,
Saka back.
Martinelli maybe, but I think Tavares is faster than Martinelli.
Fair.
Maybe I don't know. Tavares is more powerful, so maybe he's not actually that fast, but he's just
Who would
so
be from Man United?
Rashford.
I don't know. I haven't seen him run for about a year, so I wouldn't actually know.
Stick to football, mate. Tell us.
Rashford, if he actually ran.
Matic.
That's it. Yeah, I'd be sick. Who do you reckon would win?
Kyle Walker. I reckon.
Beat Daniel James.
Is he that fast?
He's proper quick, man.
He's sure he's not quicker than Kyle Walker though.
Well, how quick is Kyle Walker out of 10?
Maybe Kyle Walker's not even that fast. He's just like his acceleration's the best. Like anytime he needs to like sprint to cover the space at the back, like he always does it. Like you never see Kyle Walker mess up. Like you never have like what Elanga did to Tavares the other day, when like he had like a little run on him, but Tavares couldn't
Tavares
even.
is a weird player.
I like him. It's funny.
I feel like he can't actually play football that well, but he manages to.
Nah, if he's good, he's just chaotic. He's a good project. He's a good coaching project.
I guess so. How old is he?
It's like probably like 20 or 21, I guess. Maybe 22.
Might be all right then.
And like, he averages more shots per game than Lacazette. Had more shots than Ronaldo. He had more shots than Ronaldo the other day. And he's a left back.
Well.
Yeah, right. That's probably the best game I've seen from Ronaldo since he came back.
Especially first off.
Mm.
Game everyone else is shit though.
It's funny.
To be fair, second half he wasn't actually that bad. It's just
I rewatched it. It wasn't even as bad as I thought the first time. I thought we were a lot messier than we actually were when I rewatched it. It was actually not a terrible performance. Like, it wasn't as good as Chelsea, but it was still all right.
yeah.
Got a job done. Just like Abraham Lincoln got the job done in passing the 13th Amendment. That's coming up in the head-to-head. The head-to-head. It was just called the President's Week, but let's call it Assassinated Presidents Week. I think they're the only two to be assassinated. I think that's right.
No, there's two more.
Oh, is it? Who?
Wait, hang on. Which? My internet's so shit. Sorry.
I'm not talking about films, Ross. I'm talking about real life.
Which?
I'm not talking about the not talking about Danny Glover in 2012. He didn't get assassinated. He just died in 2012.
Which presidents were assassinated? Sorry, my internet's going really shit today. I don't know what's going on. Still loading. Oh, here we go. James Garfield.
Oh.
William McKinley.
I've actually heard of both of them.
Yeah, me too.
I reckon none of their assassinations were as interesting as these two.
The JFK one's really interesting.
JFK. New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison discovers there's more to the Kennedy assassination than the official story. Whole lot of plot and ideas to encapsulate in a synopsis for this one. I think the single most remarkable filmmaking project in history for me. Just how the fact that he got the money to make this, the fact that it's 3 hours plus and loads of people still went to see it, the fact that it's just like pretty irresponsible, like just making up shit, conspiracy. It's like taking all the conspiracy theories from like the darkest corners of the internet and making it into a massive studio film. So for that reason, I find it fascinating, and it's also just damn right entertaining. But Ross, what was your experience like with JFK for the first time?
I always find it really interesting when they make films out of like real life events and footage and stuff. Like what's that, Uncut Gems? That's like made out of like what actually happened in the game. And obviously this has happened where there's like a court case, but based on like a real event, and use actual footage from that event and that kind of stuff. But they also use the real footage, but then they take footage that they've made as well with like Gary Oldman and stuff, and make that look like the same kind of old footage as well. And I think that's really interesting how they kind of mix that together within the film as well. And like it's really interesting. Like I think Kevin Costner's really good in this film, and he makes you really like believe how invested Jim Garrison was in all of this, and kind of him trying to put things together, like what could have happened, and like putting his mind to work, like. And I really find the last like 45 minutes or so, that whole like court scene really is where the film like thrives. And just really interesting, the whole speech he does, and like him talking about like the curving bullets, that kind of stuff. And it's really interesting. You just sit there like just this like, I feel like I'm just like a witness it, like I'm just sitting in the court like listening to him as well, just kind of being like, oh wow, yeah, really, like it's just really interesting. And yeah, it's quite a weird experience, because we say it's 3.5 hours long, which it doesn't feel like it does feel like a long film, but it doesn't feel like a 3.5 hour film, because it is like quite entertaining for the most part. And there's like a stacked cast in here as well, and some really good performances. But aside from Kevin Costner, like, I think Gary Oldman's pretty good. Joe Pesci usually delivers. Tommy Lee Jones, I think this and in Lincoln, he's really good in both of them. But yeah, really interesting.
It's annoying. I don't know. So it's 3.5 hours. That's the director's cut. That's what's on Amazon right now. So obviously that's what I watched. Now I have no idea if I've ever seen the theatrical cut. Because I've heard this is the 4th time I've seen it, and I've seen it every time on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's always been the director's cut, because that's going to kind of annoy me now. That's what always annoys me with director's cut and theatrical cuts. I never know what one to watch, what ones have I seen, kind of thing. How does it all link? What's the extra content added? I tried to find out what the extra stuff was. It said it wasn't too major, like kind of just a bit more added to some scenes. Nothing too not too extreme. But yeah, I only noticed that today. I was like, hold on, because in my head I was like, I'm pretty sure this is 3 hours 7 minutes, and that's what the theatrical cut is. But then it's 3 hours 25 for the director's cut. So I don't know if I've seen the theatrical cut, or maybe it's been the director's cut every time.
Yeah, it's not that much long. It's 17 minutes longer.
It's going to annoy me then, not knowing which version I'd watched previous to this. But well,
I don't think there's any extra scenes. It's just some stuff added to.
Yeah. So. Annoying. But yeah, this is one of my. I think it's becoming one of my favorite films, just because, like I say, how crazy it is. And just the filmmaking style is completely different to anything else that I've seen. The way it's edited, the cinematography, all of that kind of stuff, which you can get into later. But yeah, just a truly remarkable experience sitting there watching someone's conspiracy theories like put onto screen in this frenetic, electric style. So yeah, JFK, good stuff. Bit of a contrast in tone and style to Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. As the American Civil War continues to rage, America's president struggles with continuing carnage on the battlefield as he fights with many inside his own cabinet on the decision to emancipate the slaves. I'm not going to lie, this was one where it was like, this is clearly good. They're clearly very well made, well acted. Not even like amazingly directed, but very smartly directed and organized nicely and everything like that. But the whole time I was just kind of like quite underwhelmed by the whole thing as an experience. It's like I was impressed and thought, oh, this is it's excellent. It's an excellent film. Usually when I describe something as excellent, I don't actually like it. I just think it's very good without actually truly being truly having like an enjoyable. No, not even like enjoyable, because I did enjoy it for the most part because it's still good, but it just never quite grabbed me in the way. Obviously, JFK does that and it's going for something entirely different. But this is I don't know, just like just a solid political movie, but nothing too engrossing. I don't know. What do you think of Lincoln watching this? This is the first time I'd seen it.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen it as well. I know exactly what you mean though. It's like interesting, but I think there's something like not quite gripping enough about it for me to like really enjoy it, because like on paper you're like, oh, it's Spielberg, Daniel Day-Lewis, this should be a great film, but it's a very different Spielberg. Like Spielberg is very much known for like his kind of like more kind of action kind of stuff, like E.T., Jaws, that kind of stuff, and it's nothing like anything else he kind of has out there, and it's just like his attempt at doing like a pure dialogue based film, and it is just pure dialogue, and I think that's maybe I don't know, maybe that's like a downfall, not because there's obviously I don't know, it's hard to like tell, it's hard to put my finger on what exactly it is about this. It doesn't like grip me the same way that say like JFK does, because Daniel Day-Lewis is he just kills it in any role he's in, and again he's so good. I mean, he won the best actor for this as well, and he killed it in this as well. And I think he is even the way he looks so much like Abraham Lincoln. It's probably one of the best like makeups I've seen to like recreate a real life person. And I think I just can't put my finger on it. And I did like it though, but maybe too much dialogue, and I think during like the middle of the film maybe it dropped off a bit, and I lost a bit of interest as well.
It didn't really feel as well like I didn't learn much about him like personally, which I guess is not the point. But yeah, that's kind of expected to learn a bit more about his kind of how he thought and how he saw the world, Abraham Lincoln. I don't really know an awful lot about him other than he like freed the slaves. That's pretty much what I know, and he was assassinated. I thought there'd be like greater, more like intimate scenes with him and the people around him, I guess. If it was more focused on the political situation, which is fine. And isn't like, I do like films where it's just guys talking in rooms, debating. They have like a little nice montage in the middle when they're trying to convince some of the Democrats who are on the fence to vote for the 13th Amendment. There's plenty of good stuff in there, but yeah, like you say, like it never just quite hit. So yeah, it's a strange one, this one, because it's undoubtedly very good and impressive, but just didn't quite grab me. Let's see, we'll talk out more in the categories. Okay, performances. Already talked about a couple. I think Daniel Day-Lewis, yeah, he is still incredible, and he elevates any role that he takes on, and he draws you in to even when there's not as much on the page that I found as compelling and interesting about the guy. Like his performance gives you a new side to him and what he's thinking, and kind of in every room that he occupies, you feel like his weight, and everyone's kind of gravitating towards him. And I feel like his performance is a big part of that, as well as Spielberg's direction in certain scenes. So yeah, I thought it was really good by him, helped by the makeup as well, which another key component of that, and the production design, everything that's going on in this film. But yeah, so I think he's obviously, every time we talk, whenever we've done a Daniel Day-Lewis film, we kind of talk about him, like his performance alone is such a huge strength that it could tilt it in his film's favor. But JFK, I think both of these films actually, there's just like it's a really deep cast. There's just loads of people who just pop up. Like Lincoln, it's like, oh, there's like random guys like Jeremy Strong, Joseph Cross, as well as like Adam Driver's in one scene. Like,
oh yeah,
he's just there, yeah.
randomly there.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's doing his thing. Obviously, Sally Field is one of the main ones. David Strathairn. JFK is, you've got, as talks about, like Tommy Lee Jones. You have Kevin Bacon, who's
Yeah.
I think he's one of my favorite parts of the film. He's funny. One of the made up characters, which is kind of
the prisons.
Yeah, he's the guy and the male prostitute. And like Laurie Metcalf and things like that. Michael Rooker. So yeah, real deep cast on both sides. I guess what's like what you get with like these kind of historical films. A lot of people to capture. Obviously, yeah, JFK. Like Kevin Bacon's completely made up, which is one of the funny things that Oliver Stone did, just making up characters to suit his conspiracies. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna go for Lincoln just because the lead performance is that incredible, and there's still a lot of good supporting work around him. Whereas JFK, I do really like Kevin Costner as well. I think he brings like kind of like an all-American decent quality to Jim Garrison, because I think in real life he's kind of a bit of a disgrace, not like disgrace, but like a figure of fun, just a bit of a, like kind of a nut job kind of thing. But you like, it's quite genius to like get Kevin Costner to portray him, and he suddenly seems like a true American, very rational. But yeah, I'm going for Lincoln for performances. What about you?
I think I am swaying towards Lincoln as well, just because, yeah, as you say, like Kevin Costner does do a really good job, and he makes the character likable, even with everything going on. And there's I think in both films, there's not just like, apart from Tommy Lee Jones in Lincoln, there's no other like big roles from many other people. Like it does revolve around the leads mainly in both films, and I think if you're looking at that, Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln, even Tommy Lee Jones in Lincoln is really good. I think his performance in Lincoln is better than his performance in JFK, or it's a lot more noticeable, and he has a lot more to work with, I think. But Daniel Day-Lewis just absolutely knocks out the park yet again. Like it's what we're talking about the other week with Meryl Streep, where she did what Clint Eastwood does, where he like talks quietly so everyone listens. And Daniel Day-Lewis always has that in this, where he's so like softly spoken and quiet that everyone listens to him, and you even you're kind of, as the viewer, kind of drawn into him, and you want to listen to him. Like there's a bit where he's telling a story. I can't remember what the story was about. He made everyone laugh at one point telling the story, and even then I'm just kind of sitting there like watching, and I think it helps with the direction as well, because when he does that kind of thing, that's when Steven Spielberg will like slowly like zoom in on him, just like so you as the viewer also like leaning forward, listen to him as well. And he's really in like, and you kind of get across as well that he's like a softly spoken, like nice guy and stuff as well. And Daniel Day-Lewis really portrays that so well, and like it kind of it brings a whole new life to like Abraham Lincoln as a person, what you can actually imagine him to be like. Whereas I think the Jim Garrison one's kind of a bit more a fictional version of the real life person Jim Garrison. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Daniel Day-Lewis.
1 point for Lincoln.
Yeah.
Story. Again, JFK. It's just an incredible. I think one critic described it as like lassoing all these different like facts and factoids about JFK and all the different conspiracy theories that were going on. Obviously, this is before the internet as well, which is kind of mad. Like how people would like interact with conspiracy theories before. You could go online on these different forums and whatever. But like, yeah, just lassoing all of these different ideas and throwing them into this 3-hour film, but putting it together in a way that's like fiercely entertaining and always interesting and pretty crazy. It's never like a bland like a lecture or anything like that in JFK. So I think that's a real strength of it from a like storytelling perspective, and the journey it takes you on through the different ideas that Stone is trying to get across. I think it's quite impressive, even if it is not always the most responsible. So I'm going for story for JFK. But the Lincoln is it's compelling. Like it's all links back to the idea of it just not being a bit tad underwhelming in Lincoln, but like it's still compelling, the journey to get this amendment through. and the kind of the obstacles they faced, and the like the psychology behind different people's like opposition towards it. Like people who just wanted to get it through so they could end the war, but they still didn't want like black people to have freedom. And then others who were like, oh, there's no point giving them freedom because what are they going to do once we make them free? And then, I think there's one line where it's like, they'll be free. At some point, yeah. Like there's those kind of people. It's like, well, we can't just give them freedom. What are they going to do? Like they're exploring all those different ideas. It's done in a very coherent way. But I'm going for the craziness of JFK. I'm a chaos agent, so I'm going for JFK. What about you?
See, this one's a lot harder for me because I do enjoy the chaos of JFK, and I do enjoy kind of the twists and turns and everything that JFK takes you down, how you kind of you're left and you're right. But then Lincoln is a lot more kind of structured, I think, because JFK is about exploring theories and stuff, whereas Lincoln is like, this is what happened. It's a lot more straightforward with its story, but I do think it's told in a really good way, Lincoln. And but no, as you say, there's just something, or as we both kind of said, there's just something not quite gripping about it, something that doesn't quite hit, and I don't know whether that is the story or not, or if that's kind of other aspects or whatnot else. I can't really, I'm finding it so hard to put my finger on that. And I think just because JFK, its story anyway, and kind of what's going on and the twists and turns it takes you down, it is more gripping and it is kind of more interesting, and you do kind of stay more interested. Because Lincoln, there's a part around the middle where I did kind of not like, it was harder to keep up and it lost a bit of interest and wasn't as interesting. But JFK doesn't really dip as much. Obviously there's parts of the film that are better than other parts, but it doesn't dip down to as low level as Lincoln does at any point. So I think I'll go JFK.
I guess the biggest weakness for JFK is the side story with the wife. It's just very it's very typical of like not knowing, like when male screenwriters don't know how to write female characters, it just comes off as really like cheap. And it's I think there's one podcast I listen to who calls it like the wet blanket girlfriend, which is often happens in films, where like their only function is to be like, why are you doing this? You're not spending enough time with your family. You're just you're a failure. You're not doing
that a million times.
Yeah. So that's, and they get Sissy Spacek to do it, like one of the like great actresses of that era. Like I don't know why she took that. I don't know why they felt the need to cast like a really good actress. All those scenes just aren't very good. It's just very stereotypical and bland. So they just didn't really need that. Like maybe he had marital issues, but if you're not going to explore it with any kind of like depth or nuance, you might as well just leave it out. So that's the drawback. But JFK still gets the point. So it's 2-2 up, sensing a pattern. Visual style. This from here on out, I'm not gonna lie, JFK is just gonna destroy it. Like I had to contemplate a bit more on the previous two, but visual style, that was the one of the most probably the most significant thing that stood out. Like when I first watched it, like how do they get the lighting to be this kind of like harsh in all these scenes, and like flipping between color and black and white to like kind of show as you're trying to like figure out like your memory of like a situation. It's like doing color and black and white is like a effective way to show that, which I thought was really cool. And just how fast the camera is moving, how slickly edited it is. It's just that here's an experience unlike anything else. It's beyond anything about the story and the performances and the backstory to this and the historical inaccuracies or whatever. As a pure like cinematic experience, I think it's an all-time. There's an all-time achievement from Oliver Stone, what he was able to do with this and his cinematographer. I think Robert Richardson, I think it is. He's worked with Tarantino and a few other people as well. But yeah, the visual style is just fucking insane in JFK. So that's a clear one for me. Although I do like the way Lincoln looks, very, very tidy. I talked about the production design. I think it might win the Oscar for production design. But all the way it recreates that time period is really cool. And some of the lighting as well in Lincoln, I like kind of the little, like even the first scene with Lincoln when he's talking to the two black soldiers and he's kind of in the center of the frame with like a little bit of like lighting on his face where everything around him is kind of a bit dimmer, like little touches like that I enjoy, but JFK is the clear winner for visual style for me. What are you saying?
Yeah, Lincoln is really good. This visual style and like the costumes, kind of the set design, everything about it in that aspect is amazing. And as I say, the way Abraham Lincoln looks and the way they've done Daniel Day-Lewis's makeup is like amazing. It's so good. Like he looks so much like Abraham Lincoln in that. And I was saying earlier about how when Abraham Lincoln talks, it like Steve, because it's Steven Spielberg, like he knows what he's doing. He'll do like a slow zoom in on Lincoln, that kind of stuff, and it's really good in that kind of sense. But JFK, I think it's just so creative with the way it does things, as you said, with the black and white switches. When it's kind of going back through memories or going back through like previous footage, it will look a certain way, and then when it goes back to normal time, it obviously it kind of looks a bit more normal. But like say like going back into the past and the scenes with Gary Oldman and how they're in black and white and how like he's trying to remember how things were, or like this person's account looks like this and this person's account looks like this, and the way they flip between that kind of thing. And it's like the cinematography during like the memory scenes and stuff, like when they're in when they're doing the autopsy, and it's like lots of very close shots and that kind of stuff. And very like special the way they've done this film and the way it is visually done. And yeah, I think it has to go to JFK just for purely how, like, as I say, Lincoln is very good, the way it looks and everything like technically about it is brilliant, but JFK is just so creative with the way it does everything visually that JFK, I think it has to go for that.
I think the editing JFK is like the most important element as well in terms of driving the story forward and keeping your attention for the whole 3 hours 7 minutes if you're watching the theatrical, 3 hours and 25 minutes if you're watching the director's cut. So yeah, that's and I think even there's a quote from Robert Richardson, the cinematographer, who's just like, yeah, Oliver Stone just wanted he didn't want to do anything conventional, just throw the book out the window, just go crazy on this shit, and then they managed that. And Man City are 1-0 up after a minute and 30 seconds. De Bruyne. Huh?
I want them to win the league.
I want them to get to the final. Champions League, Liverpool, Man City final be.
Oh, the Champions League. Oh, they're fucking nice. Yeah. Well, rather them than Liverpool, to be honest. But Real Madrid to win it.
I want JFK to win it. And it's winning the categories right now because it's 3-0 up. So it's already won. Tone. Again, kind of it always happens. You allude to I want to change the categories, not gonna lie. I want to do something different. But yeah, you kind of allude to where Tony kind of is a function of everything else that's come before it. So I already talked about the frenetic electric style of JFK, and that's the biggest part of the tone of the film, and that's why I thoroughly enjoy it. And I just love how crazy it is. I just love how he put everything into this, probably to the detriment of his long-term career, Oliver Stone, because it's kind of hard to take him seriously after this point because he threw out all these ideas, invented certain elements within the story, and he's still just like when people try to attack him over certain opinions that he has or ideas that he puts forward, he's still out there like online, like defending it, saying, no, you're wrong, this is how it works, this is what happened, kind of thing. But he just went for it, unlike anyone else has gone for it, I think, as a director. And that shows up in the dazzling spectacle that he puts on with JFK, and so it's kind of unassailable for me, the tone. I also just really like how it's kind of like his because he fought in Vietnam. I don't know if there's any other directors who was making stuff after Vietnam. I don't actually know. I'm guessing there must be, but he's like the most prominent one. He made three kind of Vietnam films, and this one was kind of like working out like why he had to go out there and see his friends die and stuff. Like, what was the reason for Vietnam and why? Because obviously JFK, the whole idea he puts forward is like, yeah, he wanted to stop it, and people didn't want JFK to pull the troops out of Vietnam because it would affect all these businesses that had money involved and all very complicated stuff. But like, yeah, him working out his trauma through this film is just kind of another mad way to think about it. Like, well, why did I actually have to go out there and undergo these traumatic experiences, see people die, whatever? Like, what was the reason for all that? So yeah, he puts all his ideas about why that happened into this film, and the product is a madness. So yeah, that's getting the tone. But yeah, Lincoln's still good. As I say, it's just underwhelming. It's all very good. It's all very excellent, all very well put together. Nice. I like films with guys talking in rooms, getting things done, but it just didn't quite hit it. So JFK is another point on the board from my perspective. What are you saying?
Yeah, because as you say, like with Oliver Stone, like him trying to work out everything that's going on, but it's like you can imagine, like, because obviously this is before the internet days, you can probably imagine he's just spent absolutely hours just sitting in a library looking at like so many like theories and stuff about JFK and just talking to so many people about it. And you can imagine how much work has just gone into like making this like 3.5 hour spectacle. Which it's just so impressive. And as you say, like because it's like is just kind of changing, you're looking at different theories, changing stories, kind of looking at different things the whole time. It does keep up that tone and keep up the kind of like excitement and the kind of whodunit kind of thing as well, that kind of vibe going through it as well. Whereas Lincoln, because it is just one story and it does get a little bit boring in the middle, say, like, so I like films where people sit in the room as well. Like 12 Angry Men is one of my favorite films, but it's just it's yeah, underwhelming. Like it doesn't hit the same, and like that kind of dip in theater. I do like in Lincoln the voting scene at the end, like where there's loads of people who suddenly say yes, and there's people like traitor, like that kind of thing. I like that. That's when the film I find it quite like exciting.
Yes.
What's it saying? He's like, what did you say? Oh, I said, oh! Like I do find it quite like if like that bit I really found good. That was the peak of the film, that voting scene, I think, because everyone, you're kind of waiting to see what people say. Like obviously the vote is passed because it's obviously part of history, but like it's still just exciting to see that on the screen. But JFK is like, it's a completely different vibe because half of it is made up, and it's almost made up to be more exciting as well. And I think that's like part of the reason why it would, like, kind of the tone does stay better and stay more exciting throughout. So yeah, I'll go JFK as well.
I guess I could say, if you wanna, if I try to think of the negative to it, is like because of all the like stuff that he invents as opposed to the actual stuff that might be true. Like, because like the whole stuff, like a lot of the stuff with Joe Pesci, a lot of stuff like Kevin Bacon's obviously a made up character. Like including that in the film could detract from some of the more like realistic ideas he's trying to get across. Like the scene with Donald Sutherland, which is the ex character, who basically lays it. Like he's the one who's like, I did 2 tours in Italy. The elections, we rigged them. That whole thing that's fucking 16. But like that's where it's like the whole talk about the military industrial complex, all this like stuff like that. That's the actual stuff that I guess could be true. I'm not smart enough. I haven't researched this enough to know how it all went down and what's going on. But that seems like the most realistic ideas about what kind of conspiracies could be going on here. So yeah, if the film was more leaned in that direction rather than some of the stuff that he invents, then it could have been a more successful venture. But yeah, don't really care about that. So what's that? It's won every category so far, isn't it? It's 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0.
All right, unique. You know what? I'm giving the unique to Lincoln, because I'm just, it's not even, I'm doing the best assassination of these 2 presidents, even though we don't get to see the assassination in Lincoln. And there's unlike JFK, there's no footage. I don't think they had the capacity to film in 18. That's was it 1865, 1863, something like that.
I think.
I said we don't have the capacity. Yeah, so we haven't got it on film. It's not on YouTube, anything like that. That's the other thing about JFK as well. Like the Zapruder film, where you see Kenny getting shot. That would have, because there's obviously no internet. Like that would have been the first time people saw that, or a lot of people saw that.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like you that's why, and then they show it. Like it's like kind of you're in the court, like you say, it's about being like in the courtroom scene. They're literally showing that footage for the first. So you're sitting in the cinema, like seeing it for the first time. It's great. So you feel like you're in the courtroom. Like it's very mad, really, when you think about it like that. It's just there,
yeah,
ready to go. But yeah, just the fact that Lincoln was assassinated by a fairly well-known actor at the time, and it was in a theater while he was watching a performance. I find that cool is the wrong word. I don't know. Maybe it's not the wrong word. I find it cool. So this is kind of funny to sit there watching. Imagine you just watching Endgame and just get shot. I don't know. Yeah, or watching Dirty Dancing and get shot.
Oh yeah, watching Dirty Dancing and someone stands up in front of you and won't sit down. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she turns around and shoots you. That would have been a bit mad.
Yeah.
And you're also you were also president of the United States at the time as well.
Oh, that'd be kind of mad.
So it'd be kind of mad. So yeah, best assassination, Abraham Lincoln. Congratulations. What about you?
Yeah,
What's the better assassination?
I don't really know. Like I suppose the JFK one's interesting because no one knows actually really what happened. Because it definitely wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. I'll tell you that much. Like that's what I know from watching it. Like I don't know what's actually true or not from this film, so it's kind of confused me in a way. Like that's what I think, but the film's made me question like a lot. But no, I don't think it was Lee Harvey Oswald. So I want to know what's going on there, but because I don't know, it's like there's still so much to ask. So I think the JFK one, the Lincoln one's quite interesting. How it's more obvious why he shot him as well. And in the film itself, though, I like how obviously it doesn't show it, but like the screen closes and someone's like, "The president's been shot," and then it's like it's just saves his son for a while, just like crying, which I think they did that really well. They handled that well without actually showing it. So yeah, I'll go with Lincoln as well. Just give it a point. Why not?
I do that at work. I just like interrupt a screening of Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent and just stand there at the front and say, "The president's been shot."
See if anyone gets a reference.
See what they say. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's 4-1 win for JFK.
Yeah.
Feel like there might be some film people out there who disagree. I don't know. I don't know what the to be fair, a lot of people I see have hold JFK in high regard just for how crazy it is. But Lincoln is probably considered more of a capital F or capital G great film. Just didn't hit. It's just I was sitting there like, yes, it's all very good, it's all very nice, but it's just not all it's not all quite a vibe.
It's something in there.
Yeah, just a little something, a bit of spice. So Minnie Driver. Get from one actor to another actor, linking them by their films as quickly as possible. Get as few links in the chain. Lowest links. So what are we doing? Are you going to do 5 rounds?
5 is good to me.
So what was it? It was 90 seconds in each round, and then the final round is 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
10 link penalty if the chain's incomplete. MCU movies, 2 links. Voice or motion capture, 3 links. Uncredited roles don't count. Only acting roles. 0 link movies if you can use a movie starring Minnie Driver. Yeah. Them's the rules. Who are the actors? Ross.
All right. Let's see. I realized this website is called Random Actor Generator. Literally is only actors, or you can either do actors or actresses separately. You can't do them together.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Yeah, but it's fine. I can't
sexist.
to find another way. It is actually. Well, let's generate and let's see.
Generate.
Who are we picking out of this? Oh, what about them two?
Could do.
Odd.
That's quite. That's quite. Ben Whishaw and Jet Li. I probably know like.
What about Viggo Mortensen and Ben Whishaw?
Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens.
Fucking that's gonna be odd.
Could get crazy.
Right, let me just write it down before we start. Viggo Mortensen.
Can you zoom in on Ben Whishaw? I don't know who that is.
He's
They just zoom in.
He's
Don't tell him actually. Yeah.
Zoom in. Stop telling me stuff because this is how you cheat. Ross is just going to Google it as his way of.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
Of course you do.
James Bond Paddington.
Not Ross.
Shut up. Ross.
What do you mean? Oh, he's from Bedfordshire. All right.
Who's Viggo Mortensen, Ross?
That one's harder to think of. He says there, Eastern Promises. He's in all the rings.
Yeah, I know, Ross.
All right, we did different actors though. You're just giving all the answers.
What do you mean? Stop asking me who they are then.
It's...
Well, should we start? Should we random it again then?
Yeah, go on.
What?
What do you mean? You're the one that's supposed to ask me who they are. I answered you. Then you
You're the one who
complain.
answered, you idiot.
Then you have a go. Then you have a go at me for answering you.
I said, don't tell me who they're in. Just zoom in on the face.
You
And you're
asked
like, oh, they're
me.
in Paddington 2. You want to?
You asked me if I know who Viggo Mortensen is.
Because it's pretty obvious who Viggo Mortensen is.
Not if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings. I'll sleep him through him anyway.
Who?
Yeah, you know I've never seen Lord of the Rings. Anyway.
Oh, what about Tim Allen and Kirk Douglas? These two are some old stuff. Or John Hader. Anyone? All right, I'll randomize again then. Okay.
Ed Norton to Brad Pitt. That's
That'd
easy.
be too easy. What about Heath Ledger to Ed Norton?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Heath Ledger to Ed Norton. And we begin in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Where do I want to go with this? It seems pretty easy because they're both the same generation. So they must be connected in a pretty easy way. But now that I'm thinking, I can't find the easy way. Oh no, that doesn't work. Because Ed Norton's in Swift. He sure is.
It's fucking hard, mate.
I have a way. I have a way, but there's definitely a much shorter way than this.
Oh shit, I'm out of time.
Okay, maybe I might just have to take this. It's definitely no. What the fuck?
Why can't I think?
No, it's definitely a much quicker way to do this. But oh well. This is where we are. This is who I am.
Oh, fucker.
Such a
Shit.
fuck.
I didn't get it.
Shame.
Fuck. Did anyone get it?
Yeah, I got 4 links.
4.
Yeah.
We're not allowed
Failed.
to use MCU.
Huh?
We're not allowed to use MCU.
Yeah, we are.
You can.
It's just
Double
2 links.
points.
Oh, okay.
Did you get me?
No.
Heath Ledger to
do
Christian
that.
Bale in Dark Knight. Christian Bale to Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Dark Knight Rises. Joseph Gordon-Levitt to Leo in Inception. Leo to Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
We're doing Edward Norton.
Shit.
I just see that thing. I was like, what the fuck? What is she
Okay,
talking
fine.
about?
Oh, fuck's sake. Well, Brad Pitt. Okay, whatever. Well, Brad
Alright,
Pitt to
shall
Edward
we-
Norton. Fight Club.
So everyone lost. Nice.
Okay, so it's 10 points all round.
I forgot about the last link.
I got as far as Heath Ledger's in The Dark Knight. He's probably in there with someone. Ed Norton's in. You could. I suppose if you do Brad Pitt, just add an extra on and put Ed Norton on top of it for Fight Club. There you go.
That's what I said. But that's what I was going to do, but then I forgot.
Oh right. I was like, oh, Heath Ledger's in Dark Knight. There's loads of people in Dark Knight. I'll be able to find some way of connecting Ed Norton and The Dark Knight, but I couldn't think. Oh well. I'm just a dumb fuck, aren't I? Okay. Let's change it to actresses now. Random actress. Oh, a whole new website. Pretty cheeky.
Wow.
2 minutes. Why has it gone to 2 minutes? Oh, it hasn't. It just says 2 minutes. For some reason it says 2 minutes there, but it's still on 1:30.
Right.
Okay. I don't really. That's too hard.
That's what she said.
Hey. Who do you want to do out of that? Julianne Moore to Jennifer Lawrence.
They're in
Yeah,
the same.
go.
They're in the same film.
All right, don't do that then.
Do Jennifer Lawrence and then
Jennifer Lawrence to Maggie Smith.
Yeah, why not?
I can't think what she's in apart from Downton Abbey.
don't tell him.
They're telling.
Okay, I'll think of something.
No,
All right, we'll do it. Jennifer Lawrence. I put Jennifer.
Don't tell him.
Lawrence.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell you.
Don't tell him.
To who? Maggie Smith. All right.
Maggie Smith sounds like a
Fine.
made-up name.
It does actually.
What's her name?
Start
Maggie Smith.
now.
All right. How do we get to where you want to go? You like plot it out in your head, and then it all just collapses. Yeah, you know I'm cool with it. And I'm gonna move with it. Maggie Smith. Only you got me feeling like this. With another, I need your companion.
Must be you.
Oh, this is fucking long.
Like
Fuck, what the hell? I haven't done anything.
That you wrote in.
This is a shambles. Okay, I need to start doing stuff instead of thinking.
Fuck, this is hard. But it's not. Ah, you fucker.
Oh fuck! So this is fucked up, isn't it? It's not really fair. Oh my god! Wait, got it. Got it.
Oh, you fucker.
That was so lucky. I started about 27 seconds left. Right, future. I just need to go for it rather than trying to think of the best route. Just get something down on paper.
I always overthink it, and I'm like, who? I think too specific, like, oh, who's in that film? Who's in that? I just need to think more like broad. I can't expand my mind that much.
Do you game, Mary?
Yeah.
Go on.
So Jennifer Lawrence is in X-Men Days of Future Past with Michael Fassbender, who is in the Assassin's Creed movie, the only one, which has Brendan Gleeson in it, who is in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire with Maggie Smith.
Is that 3 links? Yeah.
3 films, yes.
Is Maggie Smith from the Goblet of Fire?
Surely she is.
What, Professor McGonagall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she in all of them?
She must be. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I did as well. I did Goblet of Fire as well. It could have been any of them. I did but I got 4. Jennifer Lawrence to Bradley Cooper in Silver Linings Playbook. The Bradley Cooper to Liam Neeson in A-Team. Liam Neeson to Ray Fiennes in this list. Ray Fiennes to Maggie Smith in Goblet of Fire or other Harry Potter films, I guess.
Ross, have you not seen Harry Potter?
I've seen it. I was just making sure.
I've seen it.
What do you mean? It's like also if Harry Potter's in Harry Potter.
It's not.
He wasn't in the 5th one.
It might not be. What if he died?
Spoilers.
Bit down.
Yeah, that's a
Because
change.
I got to Harry Potter. No, yeah, Harry Potter and Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe's in that Lost City, whatever it's called, the new one with Sandra Bullock. And then Bullock's in
Oh, bollocks.
the rom-com with Ryan Reynolds. I can't remember what it's called.
The Proposal.
That's it, yeah. And I was like, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool and Jennifer Lawrence is in the X-Men universe. And I was trying to think of like that, but then I ran out of time.
It's kind of cool how at the end of each round we have to listen to how Ross didn't do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got to queue up to not see it.
Who wants to see how you don't do it?
Yeah, well,
Here's one I made earlier.
Here's one I fucked up earlier.
I better get this time. I'm slacking. All right.
You're gonna lose, dude.
Leonard Nimoy.
Who the fuck?
Perfect. Let's do him.
Is he Ray Fiennes' brother?
Yeah.
Go down. Let's do
Who's
Leonard
that?
Nimoy.
I don't know who that is.
I mean, you can read it, I guess.
We'll do Anthony Hopkins.
Who?
We'll do an actress.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Hopkins to Carrie Fisher.
Go on then.
Okay.
All right. Time
Who's
starts.
Carrie Fisher?
Time starts now.
I'm 50% sure who that is.
I thought you were
Jeff
joking.
Fisher. Yeah, I thought he was joking. Have you seen Community, Ross?
Nah, I haven't.
Started watching it.
I've heard it's good.
Pretty good, yeah.
I was thinking of watching it, but I'm not a massive sitcom guy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Probably because you're dead inside.
Yeah. Who?
Okay, okay, I'm just gonna need to just stop
really hard.
You need to stop strategizing, just going hard. Went in too quick, snapped his knob in half.
Why can't I think of Anthony Hopkins films? Went too fast. It's not enough. Fucking I've got 30 seconds out.
Oh my days.
I'm gonna fail again.
Oh my god. Oh, for fuck's sake.
No.
Fuck it, it's not happening.
You cunt. You fucking prick. Oh,
this is not happening. I'm going, I don't know where I'm going. No, I'm lost. It's lost.
oh, fuck this.
Do you get me?
No.
Yeah, that
None of us get it again.
was just, I was, yeah, it's just long.
I mean,
No.
I got to like Carrie
It's
Fisher. I was like, Anthony Hopkins in Thor. I was like, there must be someone in the whole MCU that links with like someone in Star Wars, which there probably is, but I just couldn't like wrap my brain around
I wasn't
it.
even trying to think of Star Wars. I was trying to think of When Harry Met Sally. I got to
that's
Chloe Grace
way more
Moretz
specific.
for some reason. That was the last thing I was at. Yeah,
Let's talk through it now. How can we do
In what way can you link someone in the MCU to someone in Star Wars?
Sam Jackson?
No,
Oh, yeah,
no,
there you go.
Sam Jackson. Oh, yeah.
But it's difficult to link the original trilogy to the prequel trilogy.
He has a point.
Is it?
But you could do,
No,
well,
it's
yeah,
not.
it is.
Carrie
yeah,
Fisher's in both.
No, she's not.
Oh, the Sam Jackson one. Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I've been dumb.
Maggie Smith
Anthony-
is the prequel.
The
trilogy.
C3PO guy. What's he called? Anthony Daniels.
Yeah, it's all good if
his
you know
name.
his name, but if you don't know his name, you can't do it.
Anthony Daniels. I'm saying Anthony Daniels.
Okay.
Is that it?
Right, next one.
All right. I've got 30 points so far.
Yeah, it's been quite bad. So one more 90-second round, then a final 2-minute round.
Should we do it a bit easier this time?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it a bit easier. Then it'll be actually down to who gets the least links, not
Yeah, rather than actually trying to figure it out. All right.
Elijah Wood
Elijah Woods. Wait, hang on then.
to Maz Mikkelsen.
Elijah Woods and Mads Mikkelsen.
Wait, who else we got there? Josh
I was
Brolin.
gonna go actress. Elijah Woods to Josh Brolin.
Sound good?
That's doable.
Your mum's doable.
Yeah, cool. Let's go. Done.
All right. Oh, that's fucking easy. Oh no, but then
Yeah, it's really easy. But it's,
no, but you don't. I don't
yeah.
want to use MCU.
I don't know how else to do. Wait, who are we doing? It was Josh Brolin.
Only run on a rhythm a heap.
Well,
Fuck's
yeah, I'll
sake.
do this MCU one, but then
Yeah.
I'll use it as a backup. I'll try and think of something better.
Yes. It's just a bit of a shout.
Mm.
Fuck.
To be fair, the only way you could get it better is by doing the same amount of links, but a non-MCU film.
For sure.
Only 'cause you got me feeling like this.
Yeah, but I have to take that out. Do an MCU
Grabbing
film.
the grabbing the ribbon, the hair.
Don't think it's
So we made it too
happening,
easy that time.
It's done. Fuck's sake.
Mate, did you get it?
Who did it?
I did.
Me and Leon.
I did it.
Really easy.
So Thanos wouldn't have counted, would he?
Yeah, but it's extra links.
No, but his voice work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's extra links.
No, but his voice work, so he doesn't count.
No,
Mate, it's the
voice
rules.
voice is
Extra
3
links.
links.
Oh, I thought you said.
Wait, so if it's MCU and it's 3 links, is that 5?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. All right.
also get another 10, I reckon.
I've got 6 now.
Yeah, I did that as well. Yeah, I
did
All
I
right.
was trying to think of a different way, but it just wasn't.
It's
coming
because
fast enough.
Elijah Wood's in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's literally what I did.
Yeah.
I,
And
what I
obviously
did,
Infinity War.
I did Elijah Wood to Spotless Mind to Ruffalo, but then to avoid the +2 and the +3, and I went Ruffalo's in the Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds, who's in Deadpool 2 with Josh Brolin.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez. So you got
Sorry.
in, what's that,
Sorry.
3?
Isaac Newton. So is it 1, 2?
6.
Stick that in your smoothie maker and blend it.
So that's 6. All right, last one, 2-minute round.
Wait.
No, no.
Okay.
Let's do 2 men. Fuck the women. Let's do 2 men.
That's
Too
what
many
she
men.
said.
Too many men. Too many men.
Too many men. Too many men. We need some more girls in here.
He died recently.
Who did?
Jean-Paul Belmondo.
Oh, look who's below him as well.
Belmondo sounds such like a
All right, Belmondo.
geezer name.
All right, mate. All right, Belmondo. How's it going?
Belmondo. Belmondo.
Sebastian's it's too MCU
What
heavy.
about Sam Rockwell and Channing Tatum?
Yeah,
Nice.
go on.
Yeah, 2 minutes for that. Let's go.
Don't want to do MCU, so ooh.
Meant to be 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes, yeah.
That's it is.
Yeah. Dumbass. Oh yes. Here we go. We're
Sam
cooking.
Rockwell.
We're
Sam
cooking now.
Rockwell.
You aren't ready for me.
Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
We ain't go it done it. Go I just lost the rhythm of that song. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can be stopped now because it's bad boys for life. So yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Johnny Hill's in so much.
Jesse Nelson. Dun, dun, dun.
Girl, I guess it must be, yeah. Me like a summer, fucking like no. Oh, I got it.
No, he hasn't.
I have.
Eureka! That's it. You know, in Horrid Henry when he figures out the answer.
Oh yeah.
Eureka! That's it.
I'm actually well proud of myself. I did it. You did it then.
Yeah. Time.
And how many links?
3.
Oh, me too. Sucker.
It must be the same links then. 2. Shut.
Yeah,
But
2.
you cock it is.
Shut up, Ross.
Huh? Well, Steve. No, yeah, Steve Carell. Steve Carell's in The Way Back with Sam Rockwell and Foxcatcher with Channing Tatum.
No, he's not.
There he is. That's 2 links.
Sam Rockwell is in Foxcatcher, Ross.
Is he?
No, I don't think he is.
I was gonna say. I'm actually seeing
But
it.
also, Steve Carell's playing a character, so it's not really Steve Carell, so you can't really have.
Get in the bin. I got 1 link for that.
He's a real life person.
Doesn't everyone always play a character in films?
Nicolas Cage did it.
Nicolas Cage really breaking boundaries. He plays himself twice. I
He
did.
does. That's true.
Actually, no, you go on, Leon.
Sam Rockwell to Tyler Perry in Vice. Tyler Perry to Jonah Hill in Don't Look Up. Jonah Hill to Channing Tatum in 21 Jump Street.
I did Sam Rockwell to 3 Billboards with Woody Harrelson. And then Woody Harrelson is in Friends with Benefits with Mila Kunis. And then Mila Kunis is in Jupiter Ascending with Channing Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jonah Hill and Woody Harrelson are quite good ones because they're in so much stuff.
if anyone's wanting to watch Jupiter Ascending, I would say don't.
I watched it in cinema when it came out, I think.
It's fucking horrendous. Honestly, one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Right, so for the first 3 rounds, I didn't get anything. For the last 2,
What's your
I
total?
got 38.
Oh, we meant to keep our own scores.
Yeah. How else am I gonna know? Not psychic, man.
Go. Dun, dun, dun. Memories of forever, you and me.
How many rounds do you do?
5.
5. Even December when you're by me. I've been dancing on top of cars and stumbling out the bar.
How would you get, Leon?
33.
You got 33.
Yeah.
How many you get, Ross?
38.
I got 30.
Oh, you won.
I got 2 10s, a 3, 3, and 4.
I got 3 10s, a 6 and an 8. A 6 and a 2.
Eat my ass.
I got 2 10s, a 6, 4, and a 4 and a 3. All right.
that Thanos really fucked you 2 over, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did, because, yeah, fucking 5 points for one thing.
Maybe we should make a massive league table of all these games.
I was thinking we should keep a
can.
like across 5 games who manages to total the lowest. So it's like golf. And it's like even though the courses are different, sometimes you manage to get like less and more. If the lowest score anyone's ever got is like 9.
If you don't appear on the podcast, it's a minus point.
Should we play it once a week, even if it's not on the podcast, and keep a league table?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on then.
That'd
5
be
rounds a week.
No, we're not including this though.
Shouldn't
Starting next week.
Start next week. Okay.
Be funny.
Hilarious.
Be hilarious, yeah. That's the game.
What's the worry here, Nick? You've lost some of your talent as an actor?
No. What did he say?
He says he loves you, but he went in a different direction.
I'm done. I'm quitting acting. To tell the trades, it was a tremendous honor to be a part of storytelling and myth-making.
Ah, fuck, man, I'm driving through the hills. I'm sorry. One more time.
We got another offer. It's $1 million. It's to attend a wealthy gentleman's birthday party.
I would never do that.
It's the easiest gig ever. You play yourself.
What do we know about this guy anyway? Is he into something strange?
It's not like he's gonna want you to suck his dick or fuck his wife or watch him fuck his wife.
I wouldn't think so.
Welcome to Mallorca, Mr. Cage.
The guy that owns this house, what's his name?
Javi.
Is Javi gonna want me to,
I am Javi.
Nick Cage. God, this place is stunning.
What is your favorite movie?
That's one of those questions that's impossible to answer. You can't just limit it to one.
Imagine me and you, I do. Is it too much?
Is this supposed to be me? It's grotesque. I'll give you 20,000 for it.
in position.
I think that's the actor Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, I love you. Have you seen Cruise 2?
I'm 44 years old. Why the fuck would I see Cruise 2? I've seen Face Off and Con Air. What do you guys want?
We're with Central Intelligence. Do you know who you're spending time with? One of the most ruthless men on the face of this planet. I need you to help the U.S. government. Let's kill this. Find a way into that room, Nick.
I can see myself doing more of this stuff. I think I might have a real gift for it.
Good, because we got another mission for you.
No.
Your friend is working for the U.S. government.
Don't lie to me.
Are those my golden guns?
They're my golden guns.
I don't want to kill you. You're the last person I want to kill. I love you. I love you. I'm Nick fucking.
All right, the main review. Unbearable weight of massive talent. In this action-packed comedy, Nicolas Cage plays Nick Cage, channeling his iconic characters as he's caught between a super fan and a CIA agent. In this the synopsis, they've put the actors in brackets, like super fan brackets Pedro Pascal, CIA agent brackets Tiffany Haddish. I don't agree with that. Save it for the cast list. Don't put the cast in the synopsis. Not really worth it. Yeah, I haven't seen this because of the unbearable weight of my massive schedule. But May and Ross have seen it. What did you guys think? First impressions?
Well, don't all go at once.
I was waiting for you.
So excited.
First.
You go on. You go, Ross.
I thought it was a lot better than I thought, because I wasn't like that looking forward to it. Like, I didn't think it'd be that good. I wasn't expecting much, but then when I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised. It was way funnier than I thought it was going to be as well. Like, Nicolas Cage, I know he's playing himself, but he's not really playing himself, and he does a really good job of like taking the piss out of himself. There's a lot of actors that wouldn't do that, so I like respect him for that. And him and Pedro Pascal, that's like in recent times one of the best like duos I've seen. Like, they've got such a good chemistry together on screen, just like being like a great bromance. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, actually, way more than I thought I was going to.
May?
I was more or less in the same boat. Like, I don't know. I like Nick Cage, but I feel like this isn't the film for him to really demonstrate how good of an actor he is. And I just thought it was going to be quite bad. But it's actually really, really funny. I've really laughed hard at this film than I have in a film that I've seen in a long time, I think. And yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. And I think even though the plot is stupid, it's still really good. And I think it'd be rubbish if it tried to have a good plot. And I think what makes it silly, and it's actually quite touching and quite moving as a film, because it kind of really just tackles all these these different things that different people are dealing with, and it doesn't worry about being cheesy because it's going to be cheesy. And yeah, like Ross was saying, their relationship and like how they react and bounce off each other works really, really well. I really hope they're friends in real life and they weren't actually like, some actors are just difficult to work with, or they're just kind of like they actually hate each other. I hope they're actually good friends, because it is actually really good. And yeah, there's all different scenes in this film that are just kind of just stupid situations. It probably has one of my favorite drug scenes in any film. I like that they don't, because in a lot of drug films, they make it look like what they're seeing, so that you're I need to take this. Carry on, Ross.
Tune.
He could have muted himself, really. Oh well. No, yeah, it's I kind of wasn't listening where it was. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's obviously not the best story in the world. Like, it is quite like stupid in a way, but like, what do you expect from this kind of thing? And like, the best parts of the film is when Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal are on the screen together, and you kind of just want to see more of them, because obviously there's like the plot going on with like the daughter's coming along, she gets taken, that kind of stuff, and like there's like the plot of Pedro Pascal's meant to be this a kidnapper, and that's why Nicolas Cage has been put on an undercover mission to like find out more about him and trying to like take him down pretty much, and it turns out not to be him, blah blah, blah. Sorry, Leon, spoilers, but like it's yeah, and then kind of I really like, yeah, say Matty, the drug scene is great, like because I can't remember what they take, LSD or something, and it's driving in the car along the road, just having a great time. It's so funny. I'd say my favorite drug scene in the film is 21 Jump Street, but it's yeah, we got a finger chills froze.
I think for like a comparison in drug scenes, like a lot of, as I was saying, that a lot of films show what they're seeing from their perspective, so everything they're doing seems rational. This film had zero special effects. It was just them acting really, really fucking all over the place. So it just made them look even more silly and even more stupid. Like they thought they were going to die because they couldn't climb over a wall because no one was chasing them, you know, and they could have just walked around it. It was just really, really funny. And I rate that, and it's quite bold of them to do that. And yeah, like it actually isn't as kind of transparent as a film suggests. I think there's a lot more that kind of goes on with the story and the plot and stuff that develops that you wouldn't think would develop. And yeah, I really like it. It's kind of weird that Nick Cage is playing himself. Is it like a made up version of himself, or is it kind of like he's drawing off his own experiences or struggles? I don't know. I'd like to know more about that.
I get the vibe is like taking the piss out of the perception of him because of what he's been doing. And obviously, like it's funny now. He's like one of my favorite actors, and I think one of the best actors of the last like 30 years. But before I was watching all these like his actual good films, because he's just making all these direct to video DVD films, or doing like the Wicker Man remake and screaming about bees and stuff. Like he's just really over the top, unnecessary, not realizing he's actually a very good actor. Has a lot of other like good performances in his filmography as well. So he's a bit of a joke, really. So I feel like maybe he's like, I get the sense from the marketing of this, he's like playing with that idea.
I think because he said at one point that he gets annoyed because he, in the film at least, he says he likes to work hard, and he's an actor, like he has to work because that's what keeps him like going. And then when people say, oh, you're making too many films, you're working too hard, people are gonna get sick of you. He finds it really annoying that people say that, because he feels like he probably works harder. At least his character feels like he works harder than most actors, but it's kind of shooting himself in the foot because then he's making too many films and that he's not getting the big important ones as much now because there's just so much of him. So yeah, I feel like there's some of that kind of seeps through into the film.
That's the thing, like he doesn't even in all these bad films, I get the sense that he doesn't like, he's not just like taking a paycheck. He actually like puts effort into these like shitty DVD films or whatever like that. Like he actually thinks about his character and stuff, whereas a lot of other actors in similar roles just kind of turn up, do what they need to do, collect their money and move on. Whereas he's actually more thoughtful about his work, even when it's not as like prestigious a project. It doesn't really make sense that we didn't do 2 Nick Cage films for the head-to-head. I don't know why. That was an oversight. I don't know why I didn't think to do that.
Really.
Yeah, like we're literally doing a film about Nick Cage, an actor. Could have done some more of his films.
What
But I did.
Picked?
Huh?
What'd you have picked?
This week I rewatched Con Air, and then I watched Raising Arizona for the first time, which is it's one of early Coen Brothers film, really funny, great 80s comedy. So I guess those are the 2 I watched. I don't know if those would have been the ones I would have picked. There's a lot to choose from, and I'm guessing there's a lot of references in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I don't know. Do you have how many Nick Cage films have you seen? Were you able to like identify what films are being referenced in the film and stuff like that?
I've only seen Face Off, and obviously like Into the Spider-Verse, but it doesn't really obviously get referenced. But I've only really seen Face Off, and I think I watched National Treasure ages ago. So I think you can tell when it's like they're referencing something though. Like it's still funny. They still like play off in a way where like you can tell. And like there's a bit of the film where they go into a room, and there's just loads of like Nick Cage like memorabilia and stuff, and it's really funny how he like plays off of that as well. So even without like seeing the films and like knowing the references like specifically and stuff, it's played out in a way where you can like it's a reference and you can like still laugh at it. So yeah, I'd say that's how it's kind of done. But yeah, I've only seen Face Off and National Treasure.
May, did you pick up any references?
I think they just named films. Like he would do stuff or not do stuff. He says, "Well, I know you can do that because you did that in National Treasure." And he goes, "Well, that had a stuntman." He goes, "Well, on the DVD extras, it says there were no stuntmen used in National Treasure. You actually got into check for that film." And he's like, "Fair enough." Like, so it's quite funny how like because he's a proper nerd about all of the stuff that they named National Treasure, Con Air, and Face Off the most. I think.
What's the film where he has two golden guns?
I don't know, you know.
I don't actually know.
Anyway, that's like
but yeah,
the man with the golden guns.
And there was another one where he has to look after a lady or something, and that film's quite integral to the plot. So maybe like if we had done it again, we could have watched.
Oh yeah.
In that one.
What's that? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I can't remember what that's called. But yeah.
I think those would have been good films to watch. Or we could have watched maybe because they name the two favorite films of the two people in this film, and we could have watched them two and then compared like what those have been like. I have a feeling one would have been pretty bad, but the other one would have been good.
What films? Wait, who?
One was Paddington 2.
Oh yeah, no,
who asked?
That doesn't even make sense.
I said who, and you said Paddington. I said who?
No, you said what films? Who?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not having that one, mate.
Yeah, that works because you slide in who at the end. So that's
no, that doesn't count. It has to just be. Someone has to say something. Your reply just has to be who, and then they.
I'm replying to the first question.
You don't if you just slide in who at the end, it still counts.
Now listen here.
I wasn't just be like, oh.
I wasn't replying to who by saying the films. I was replying to what film by saying the films.
That wasn't established. That was an
what country are capybaras from? Who? And you're like,
yeah, that's exactly that was an establishing the rules.
That was exactly establishing the rules.
I don't think.
When was it establishing the rules? Who? See. Anyone who's listening to this, I have no idea what this means, but yeah.
What rules? There are rules.
What are rules?
Do you want to explain?
Nah, it's another time. They can figure it out.
Who?
One.
Nah, who asked? I reckon they figured it out. 5 people listening. What about Pedro Pascal, Tiffany Haddish? What are they bringing to the table here? Are there any other notable people in the cast other than them two?
Who?
The FBI, the other FBI guy. I can't remember. Neil Patrick Harris is in it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like briefly, he's Nicolas Cage's agent.
That's funny.
Like Barinholtz. What else is he in?
Oh yeah, Bad Neighbors.
Yeah. Him. He's in it. He's like the other FBI agent.
Her vagina is ruined. All right. When the teenager gets with his ex-wife. Ruined. Bye.
Christopher Mintz Platt, isn't it?
Yeah,
massive cock.
Yeah.
I think in performance-wise, outside of Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, you don't get much else. Because as I say, the main thing about this film is like them two. And like the film is at its best when it's just them two on screen, or like them two like bouncing off each other and their chemistry. That's when the film's best. And I think part of that is because of their performances as well. And not many other people get like that much kind of chance to have like a big dialogue or any kind of like development in any way, and develop any kind of relationships the same way that Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal do in the film. So I mean, everyone does good. I don't think anyone was particularly bad in it.
Anything else then? Because I've run out of questions to ask about the film that I haven't seen. So is there anything else to shout out? Anything else? I don't know. Is it a recommend? I'm guessing it sounds like it is.
I'd recommend it. It's probably one of the better films I've seen this year, and yeah, there's some good action sequences as well. Obviously, the story is like it's kind of weak, but I don't think that's the point of the film. And I really like in the film as well. They're trying to write a film as they go along, and stuff that happens to them, they like putting into their film, that kind of stuff. It's really cool in that sense. And as I say, that's part of Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal's relationship. That's what they're doing, and that's what's more interesting about the film, rather than kind of the subplot. Or it seems like a main plot at first, but it's kind of like it's kind of the biggest bit at the end, where the kind of someone's daughter's been kidnapped, like president's daughter or something's been kidnapped. I can't remember who exactly it was, but yeah, that's like, yeah, it's not like the big part of the film that you like remember.
May, closing thoughts on Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
I've seen 2 films recently in cinema, Northman and this, and I'd rather watch this. I had more fun watching it. Northman may be good, but this was fun. And fun's nice. So that's my closing thoughts.
Fun is nice. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I think I'm gonna watch it on Friday. But yeah, looking forward to it. As soon as it's one of those when it came up, when you saw the trailer, or even when you just saw the idea, it's like, oh, Nick Cage plays Nick Cage. That's interesting. I wonder where they're going with this. It's a nice way to kind of round out his kind of revival in popular film culture. Like, he's been doing some good work recently. That's been getting recognized. Some people wanted him to get nominated for Pig last year, and now he's starring as a fictionalized version of himself. So it's all good. At Corona Cinema on Instagram, at LeonWait98 on Twitter, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, Stitcher, Podbean. Next time it is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Well, madness, that's going to be another $1 billion, probably $1.5 billion, I reckon. That's going to make, surely, at least, worldwide. That's coming out in a couple of weeks. And to accompany that in the head-to-head, we're doing a couple of Marvel films. I haven't rewatched any MCU films, I don't think, in a while. Just like gone back to return to them. So we're doing Guardians 1 and Guardians 2. So that should be fun. I think they're two of the better ones in the universe. Until then, go well.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And now we're gonna stay on and do the head-to-heads.
Cheers.
Cheers.